Hey, it's Kashelle here with the video. Just want to ask you guys to please like and subscribe this video. This is a totally different new kind of video I'm doing. I've never done a video like this, but again, this YouTube channel is all about me on a more personal level, a more in-depth level, not just watching my hair journey and my lock journey and my exercise and my nutrition, but the things I like, the things I'm passionate about, the things I'm into, the things I'm learning about myself, the things I'm working on about myself. And I just want to really talk quickly about the Amazon Prime Mary J. Blige My Life documentary story that aired on the 25th of June. Oh my God, I don't know how many of you guys watched it. I don't know how many of you guys are hip hop and R&B fans. I don't know how many of you guys actually know who Mary J. Blige is. I don't know if you guys follow her, support her, like her or not, but for me, I love Mary J. Blige. I have been a Mary J. Blige fan probably since I was a single digit. I grew up in the Bronx, New York. I definitely knew about people who lived in Yonkers, definitely was an extension of the Bronx. And I followed her music since, she first came out. I definitely had older cousins and aunties, who listened to her music, cooking and cleaning in the house, or, definitely was, an 80s baby, which means I grew up with the 90s era music, so to say. And such a big fan. I think the documentary was amazing. It was so great. It hit home for me for so many things because I never really knew Mary's story in details, in depth, to know her behind the scenes as far as everything she went through, how she felt as a young girl, as a woman, I never knew all the tea, and she dropped some major tea in this documentary on Amazon Prime. I actually got Amazon Prime just to watch the documentary. I plan on canceling the subscription because I only wanted to watch the documentary that she aired. Like, there wasn't much on Amazon that I really wanted to know about besides Mary J. Blige, My Life Story. So anyway, I loved it. If you have not seen the Mary J. Blige documentary on Amazon, please go see it like now. Like, there's just so much to talk about. There's so much to say. Like, I admire sis so much. I saw a lot of people telling her that she changed their lives on the documentary. I definitely feel like, I lived through her music. I felt her pain in her music. I felt her struggle in her music. And I definitely, idolized her image, her beauty, the way she carried and possessed herself, the way she dressed, her style, her makeup, her hair was always beautiful. And she was always that roundaway girl influence that we all looked like, or we all had an aunt or cousin who looked like her or sounded like her or acted like her, and she always seemed so authentic and genuine from jump. Although we do know celebrities in the media mainstream go through some ish, but for us young black and brown girls, in the 1980s, who lived in the hood or was from the projects or was in a project area, we definitely gravitated towards Mary J. Blige because she just had a voice that was like, you felt her. She grabbed your attention, and she talked about real things us little brown girls saw in everyday life. She talked about a lot of love and pain and hurt, and who hasn't went through love and pain and hurt. And she always made those great songs when she was going through like the worst parts of her life. But to speed up to some pleasant things, Mary has done so good recently. Like, I love her role on the show Power right now. Amazing. I love the earring line she's promoting for Simone B. Smith, LL Cool J's wife, Sister of Hoops. I actually have a pair of these Sister of Hoops right here. Definitely support the brand, support it all, definitely like all of that good stuff. And again, she's that roundaway girl. She's one of the last girls from the old era of hip-hop and R&B, soul, and music that is still hanging in there, still making music, hasn't fallen too low, got her S together, she's growing, she's branding herself, she's re-showing and reclaiming her legacy. She's really been working hard a lot lately. Not that I know her personally, but again, I am a fan. I've been watching her from day one, again, like I said, as a single digit, and I've always admired her. And to hear her story behind the scenes is so crazy. Like, I'm now an entrepreneur. I'm now selling, yoga suits and leggings and products and services online, doing the independent fitness trainer thing. And I'm on a journey, trying to reach a goal, and I've reached one of the goals, and I have many other goals. And I also was in a place where I didn't know who Kashelle was before K-Fit was born, before Kashelle Fitna was born, before it was K-Fit. Like, I was definitely at a point in my life where I feel like I could relate to a lot of things she said in her documentary. Like, it's amazing to me, astounding to hear her say in her documentary that she didn't know who Mary J. Blige was. And she is Mary J. Blige. And to this day, she had no idea she would be Mary J. Blige. Like, that was so big for me to hear, because I'm looking at the documentary thinking, how could you not know you're Mary J. Blige? Like, you know, not letting it really sink in. But of course, she knew her name was Mary J. Blige, you know. She knew she was the artist, but she didn't know Mary J. Blige, the name, the brand, the person, the story, the history, the music. She didn't know all of that would be what it is today. And it's amazing because it lets me know that, you know, many entrepreneurs like myself, maybe successful people like Mary J. Blige, didn't always know they were gonna be it. They didn't always have that key to know that they were gonna be famous or stardom or make it, you know. So to hear her say that was very surreal for me, because it's like, wow, like, it goes to show you that she didn't always believe in herself all the time, every step of the way. She talked a lot about needing a lot of support, how supportive Diddy was to her, you know, believing her, being her hype man, amping her, telling her she could do it, that, you know, sometimes if she felt that if she didn't have certain people, she probably wouldn't have done certain things, you know. So that's interesting for me to hear it too, because, you know, I didn't look at her in that way. I just felt like, you know, she was a go-getter from day one. Yeah, she struggled, but that was always her mindset: strong, independent. She didn't need no push, she didn't need no help, she was taking over. So, you know, I learned a lot from her documentary. Excuse me. I also learned too from her documentary that, you know, she's had trauma, she's still dealing with trauma, you know. And I've had trauma, my mom has trauma, a lot of my aunts and cousins and other people in my immediate circle has had trauma too. And I didn't know how bad her trauma sits with her. Her trauma is very present in her life, and you can see it on her face in her documentary. And I don't know when she actually taped the documentary, but we know it just dropped this weekend, June 25th. And obviously, you know, she's still battling it. You know, I'm pretty sure she probably goes to therapy, or she's went to therapy, or, you know, she's used other forms of treatment to, you know, get her ish together. Because as we can see, she is flourishing, she is blossomed, she's doing the whole damn thing. Like, I know album sales for her right now are skyrocketing, or everyone's downloading the 1994 My Life Mary J. Blige album right now on iTunes, on Tidal, wherever they can download. I know she's getting a lot of sales right now. I know everyone's buying these Sister of Hoop earrings from Simone B. Smith, Sister of Hoops online. So I know the brand Mary is growing indefinitely right now at this point, because of how great this documentary is, and because of how raw and real she was in this documentary. Like, I'm so honored to be born in the Bronx and to know her music and to know some of her story, because it's inspiring me as an entrepreneur, just seeing how she's being real with us, as she's always looked and seemed. She's being the realist right now, letting us know, I didn't know who Mary J. Blige was gonna really be. I needed people to believe in me. There were people that believed in me more than she believed in herself. That's real dope shit. Like, people sometimes claim all the kudos points and never acknowledge anyone who was in their support or in their background or in their theater cheering from them. Like, she was very vulnerable with us. Like, there were many times she didn't believe in herself. She talked about her drug abuse, you know, and why she did it, and how often she did it, you know, relationships, you know, losing herself in relationships, you know, finding and reclaiming herself. Like, I really connected with her in that, because we all lose ourselves in relationships, especially if we're married, especially if you have children with someone, you know, especially if you live with some, you know, you definitely lose a part of you to sacrifice in those relationships. And sometimes you just don't know how much is too much, you know. So I can definitely see her pain, feel her pain, understand her pain, and appreciate her sharing her story with us, because again, it lets me know that you're not going to always feel like you're on the right track. You're not going to always feel like it's success all the time. You're not going to always see, you're not going to always believe it. You want other people to see it, you're still not going to believe it. So it hits home for me now as an entrepreneur, again, with the fitness and the apparel line I have going on right now, because it makes me think about all the things I'm overthinking, all the things I'm procrastinating, all the things I'm scared to speak out into existence, all the things that I'm worried people are going to be too opinionated about, you know. So it helps me along my journey as I still find myself, as I am in therapy, as some of you know as well too. So it was just an amazing documentary. I really, really would love you guys to watch it and drop any feedback or bombs or jewels or gems here under this video if you want to, if you can, because I'm really inspired watching Mary J. Blige's story, and this video is pretty much to really talk about my journey and my lifestyle as an independent trainer, as an entrepreneur, you know, on this fitness journey. And this video will definitely be tagged under my fitness journey because I'm just so inspired hearing her story, knowing her from What's the 4-1 to My Life to all these other songs and albums and movies and accolades she's done. She's been in Tyler Perry movies since, you know, I think she's even had like a movie where she was like a cop or something, like on one of these streaming platforms like Netflix. So like I'm really so proud of her because a lot of people, you know, succumb to drugs because they're successful but not happy inside, and she talks about not being happy within. And I just, it was amazing. It was all of that, you know, like before there was Beyonce, there was Janet Jackson, and Mary J. Blige was kind of around that Janet Jackson era, kind of, you know, 94s, early 90s era. But you know, Mary J. Blige has never been that person who had to be butt naked in a music video or on stage to get attention. She never had to twerk her butt to get likes or fans. Like, people always felt Mary J. Blige because of who she was, her authentic self, you know. And you can't pretend to be authentic. Well, you can pretend to be authentic, but people can notice people that are being authentic versus people who are not being authentic. And Mary J. Blige doesn't have to try hard. Like, she reaches so many sisters, so many young girls, so many women. And I'm surprised again, you know, she didn't realize she was Mary J. Blige. But, you know, it humbles me. It makes me think of so many different things, to think about myself as a woman, as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, as an entrepreneur, as a friend, you know, as a colleague, you know, as a union rep, you know, as so many other titles I claim to be, or I hold, you know, that I work in. It's just amazing. It's just really amazing. It definitely hit home, and I know a lot of people feel the same way. So shout out and salute to Mary J. Blige, the queen of hip hop and R&B. Your story was amazing. Your story continues to impact many people like myself, and people probably as young as single-digit ages. And I'm so proud of you for all of your efforts, all of your work, all of your gains, all of your struggles, all the adversity you face, because you are letting every woman know that you can do it. Even when you don't believe in yourself, you just need that right circle of people around you that believe in you. And you were kind of lucky to have people like that in your circle, hence Diddy, you know, and everyone else who made your story real for you. So I'm so happy you dropped that Amazon movie, girl, because I love it. I love you. Wish I could meet you in person. Like, I feel so much of me in you. I can relate to so many things you said in your Amazon Prime documentary. And I appreciate you, you know, girls like you, girls like me. Like, I'm going to, you know, drop this on YouTube with the hashtag girls like me, girls like you. Like, your story was impactful. It was amazing. Like, I can watch that documentary over and over and over and over again and not get tired of it. Like, I felt you, you know, with the pain and brush strokes of, you know, the imagery from the actual video clips of you. Like, I felt you, girl. So thank you for that Amazon Prime Video documentary you dropped for us. It was all of that. I'm so happy you did it. It was well overdue, and I salute you, and I hope you continue to work on yourself, for yourself, you know, with support, without support. Keep doing the thing. You're doing amazing. Like, you are inspiring people, women all across this country, brown and black, young girls and older girls, just like me, just like your age, older and younger. You are motivating us, whether you want to or not. You are. And it just must be your calling, girl. So thank you for being Mary J. Blige. Thank you for owning Mary J. Blige. Thank you for taking accountability of Mary J. Blige's story. Thank you for being born in Yonkers. Thank you for, you know, everything you've done, and you're touching many people. Blessings on blessings. Amen, girl. From a fan, a big fan from the Bronx, New York, independent entrepreneur, personal trainer, you know, trying to stay focused and do what I got to do. Like, you're helping me out in my life, even though I haven't met you and I don't personally know you. I've only listened to your music and videos and stories and, you know, supported you as any other fan would. Thank you for everything you do. Go see Mary J. Blige's Amazon Prime documentary, My Life. It will change your life if you can relate to people and girls and women like us. If you cannot relate to girls and women like us, it's still an amazing story that will impact someone who is like us.